Hello and welcome back to RimWorld and, of course, the Rambonian monarchy in, I believe, the, is it the Castle of Two Monarchs? I think that's what we call this colony. It's a weird name regardless. Last time, Frankie and Cherie did actually get engaged, so we built up a little marriage spot for them. It's nice and quaint. And we've been building up the defensive walls, which currently, it appears, are not fully built. We need more limestone. Okay. Ooh, the electric stove is built. We are doing cook meals. That's good. We don't seem to have any food, which is not the... Okay, we have some corn. So we do have food. I was lying. That was wrong. We definitely have food. Our raccoon is dead. That's not the best. And Mission is still not a member of the colony. It appears that a lot of people take quite a while to make them part of the colony. So we're just going to have him sit there until he decides eventually that we are, in fact, someone who is worth working with. Rambo, did you just make that meal and immediately go eat it? I like your style. I like your style. Oh, yeah, we also got a bunch of chickens. Oh, so we're going to get a bunch of chicken eggs, too. I mean, I really don't want a bunch of chickens just, like, chilling out in the colony, but, you know, we'll do our best. I think actually what we can do is we'll just take all of the roosters and slaughter them. Because I don't want to have a bunch of chicks suddenly making like hundreds of thousands of babies. Because these chickens do lay eggs at a pretty serious rate. So we'll just make certain that all the males are eradicated and the females remain to make tons of eggs. In terms of animals, we have been looking for animals that can haul things, and it ends up there's a lot more animals that can haul things than I thought there were. Things like wargs, and I think Muffalo can haul. So we need to get someone like that. I don't really want to try to get Muffalo because they are dangerous, and if things do go downhill in the process of taming Muffalo, I'm pretty sure we'll have an entire pack of Muffalo coming for us. Which does remind me that we also, because we have just a million things on our to-do list right now, we do need to get the defensive wall to the point where we are no longer at risk of man-hunting packs. Because that is a concerning potential. Basically, if we finish this defensive wall and then build a one-door exit, there will be no way for man-hunting packs to get into the colony because unless they're directly chasing one of our people, man-hunting packs won't actually break down doors. So if we have just one door between the internals of the colony and the externals, we should be okay. What's going to happen to this egg when it freezes? It's freezing. It's got a 70%, 80%, 90%. Ruined by temperature. I'm pretty sure that's just the fertilization part of the egg. So I guess we've just killed whatever animal was in there. Oh, we have a timber wolf. When did we get a timber wolf? When was that a thing? Did we actually manage to get that timber wolf to be tamed? Oh man, I did not remember that. Well, we're gonna start training on hauling. We need obedience and hauling as our training thing. Basically, if we have a hauling wolf, the wolf will be able to randomly pick up things and bring them into storage piles instead of having to have the colonists do all of that work. Oh my word, beavers, are you joking? I hate beavers so much. We're just gonna set these to kill, to hunt them down. Frankie, take your spear and slaughter literally every single one of those disgusting beavers. I'm not actually certain who's going to do that job. Who is assigned to hunting? It appears it is Rambo and Cherie are the two hunters. So Frankie will not actually be doing that job. I'm not 100% certain if anyone will immediately be doing the job, but someone will eventually try to kill those beavers, I swear. We also need to tear down these beds. I guess we'll just uninstall the beds. We'll put them in storage. And we need to build for Frankie and Cherie a double bed. so that they can both live in a single room, take up significantly less space, and it'll be amazing. And of course, Rambo and Igor will remain in their super large room together as well. Because quite frankly, Frankie and Cherie can chill out in one room. That is perfectly fine, one small little room. They're just a lord and a peasant. At some point, we'll probably have to give Frankie a better room. And when we get more peasants, probably upgrade Cherie to a lordess. Is that a thing? I mean, what is the female version of a lord? I don't even know if there is a female version of a lord. I mean, the feudal system is pretty patriarchal. I mean, that's not really like an argument against the feudal system being patriarchal. I mean, it was medieval Europe. What more do you expect? That's basically what medieval Europe does. So we're going to reset up those beds in these two rooms so that there is enough space for anyone who needs to become a part of the colony. And we'll set up a little lamp there. So it appears in terms of farm fields, we have a lot of potatoes, we have a lot of food, and we have a good deal of smoke leaf, which I think we don't need as much as we are producing right now. But what we're going to switch out is we're going to switch one of these smoke leaves for cotton. And cotton will be useful for making armchairs, which basically a standard room is pretty good to have an armchair and then maybe like a flower pot. But in addition to that, we can carpet all of these floors with the cloth. And in doing so, we'll make it significantly nicer for them to live in these rooms. So that should be nice. We are actually producing more stone, and I believe a good amount of that is limestone. Because I think that's what we need. We're building limestone walls here. So if we can set the stone cutter's table to work a bit of limestone block, that would be ideal. So now it will specifically go for limestone to finish up this wall. And we've got some sandstone, and we got some marble that we can start putting in. So let's actually do a bit of that. We'll do some sandstone walls down here. Just 20. And then maybe some marble blocks over here. Where are we going to have this come out? I think we want a decent amount of space, so we're going to do it over here. And with both of those set up, we will be well on our way to actually finishing the defensive wall, which has been our job to complete for the last, I don't know, 7,000 years. So there you go. Frankie, Cherie, did you really choose... Oh, they probably won't actually sleep in the same bed yet, will they? Because they're not actually married. And given that the feudal system is not only patriarchal, but also highly religious, I'm pretty sure they would consider it some form of morally abhorrent behavior to sleep together before marriage. Okay, Frankie and Cherie, you're not going to take up a small amount of space. I see how it is. It is better for the colony, you know, guys. You got to think about the colony instead of yourselves at some point. Who's starving? Somebody was starving there. Maybe there's gutworms. Oh yeah, Cherie has gutworms, doesn't she? Yeah, she's got a lot of gutworms. Oh, that's disgusting. Ooh, and a chunk of spacecraft. Oh, that's a lot of chunk of spacecraft. Dude, we're gonna get so much steel and components out of that. Actually, is it steel or plasteel that we get out of this? I cannot remember for the life of me. I also don't actually care enough to, you know, wait and see. Oh my word, these guys are just eating everything. Rambo, could you come down and assist in the destruction of beavers? Because clearly the hunting order is not doing things fast enough here. We need those beavers killed ASAP so that they stop trying to actually eat all of the wood in our colony. While we do want wood to be obsolete at some point, it is not obsolete yet. So, we will need to eradicate the disgusting wood haters, which are otherwise known as beavers. Fire on those, Rambo. How's the colony going? Everyone doing their jobs? Looks like we're getting the walls pretty well built. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, my word. We are really getting in there. And once we get the outer walls finished, all of the subsequent stone can be put into the construction of stone houses and storage for all of our resources, instead of having to have a bunch of like wood walls, which are not really the best thing in the world. Nice job, Rambo. You literally just killed like 7 beavers. I hope you have no moral issues with killing 7 beavers in cold blood. Please don't fire on that. Just go melee attack it. And do not, under any circumstances, go in there and tame it, because we do not want those beavers sticking around. We are killing them for a good reason. Okay, so Rambo should be heading back to the colony, doing whatever she does. I don't even know what Rambo does. It's hard to tell. Who's growing? Cherie and... Okay. We're going to have Cherie and Rambo focus more on growing, because we definitely need more of these fields sown. We still have half of a fall to complete our tasks. Whoa, are you guys just eating unfertilized eggs? Just raw, unfertilized chicken eggs. I mean, the unfertilized part is definitely a good part of the chicken egg, but just raw, that is terrible. That is the worst. Ugh, I don't even know about these people sometimes. They choose to eat very strange things quite often. Is there anyone set to handle animals at this point? There is. Igor, who has... What's your level of animal handling? Actually, it's 6. That's not bad. And then we've also got Cherie, the peasant, who has a 4. So both of them should be at some point looking to train up Scout into a hauler, which would be pretty darn useful. Unfortunately, Scout is probably also going to die at some point. It has been the case in my previous plays that animals have been viciously murdered by a variety of things. Most of the time, animals are viciously murdered by raiders, because raiders don't really differentiate between colony members and colony animals. They just kill basically everything they see. I would prefer to call them savages. They are terrible, terrible people. But, you know, some people say savages isn't exactly the most PC of statements for raiders, so, you know. You have to decide whether or not you think it's legit to call, like, I don't know, disgusting pillaging and looting people raiders or not. Savages, not raiders. They're definitely raiders. There's no argument about that. So let's haul a bit of this extra stuff out. Man, we really need more people. We need Mission to join the colony. Mission, how are you feeling? He's a pessimist. Oh, that's not good. He does have low expectations. He's feeling great. Slept in the cold. That is a thing. We haven't actually set up any form of heating in his room. He's in a little pain. He's a pessimist. He's naked. He ate raw food. He's hungry. Oh, my word. Mission is just not in a good situation. Let's see if we can't... just in case you're wondering, this is a condensed resource list. It just makes it a little bit easier to be able to see things once we get a ton more resources. I think we'll set up a heater in this room just to make Mission slightly happier. Because generally, the more happy your prisoner is, the more likely they are to actually join the colony, because, you know, it's like a good impression of the colony for the prisoners to be happy. So we'll get a heater running there. I'm not certain we have any steel. Yeah, we really don't have any steel. So we're gonna need to cut a bit of that out of the wall. We do have some right here. And then that heater should be built up perfectly fine. Hopefully also the fields will be sown properly. And maybe we need somebody working food. Where is Rambo? Rambo, I believe, was the cook previously. So if we set that to level 3 grow and have Cherie work more on the fields, that should be fine. Rambo is now going to be working more on making meals for people, which currently we have none. That is not good. I would count having 0 meals as being basically on the edge of starvation, which is actually pretty accurate. So we're gonna fix that, hopefully. Cross your fingers, don't quote me on that. I should have said that we're going to try to fix it, because that's actually an accurate statement. It looks like Cherie is actually going for it quite a bit in those potato plants. Man, why are both of you guys mining? Can we get... Let's get Igor to do some growing instead of mining. That will be nice. Mission is going to join us. No, Mission did not join us. It's a 0.5% chance. You would think we're making a better impression than 0.5%, but apparently Mission thinks that we're terrible. Oh, and there's a cold snap. Luckily, Mission, you're not going to freeze to death, because we just set up a heater for you. However, I'm not certain we have exactly enough rooms in here. There was just a little tussle there. Basically, we need a certain quantity of heaters per room. Generally, it's like every 3 rooms you vent between, you need a new heater. Because, yeah, like, it's only 12 degrees Celsius in Cherie's room. Oh, my word. And all our plants are dying. I do not like it when our plants die. I like to only kill them when is necessary, when they are perfectly and completely ready to be eaten. That is the point where they need to die. Prior to that, they should remain completely intact. This is unfortunate. That cold snap could actually be a serious problem, because we're at this point going into the winter with very little actual food to support the colony, and that is not a good sign. I believe it is actually our first winter, so I would say that we've completed quite a bit for only having existed for 1 year so far. Our colony is actually doing quite well. I know I said that the defensive wall will be done fairly soon. The defensive wall appears to not be being done very soon. It is basically going to take significantly longer, because mostly there's just not people doing the work necessary. Cherie is not peasanting enough to account for the fact that there is only 1 peasant, and will likely get a flogging for having not properly peasanted, because quite frankly, Cherie, you are not taking up the slack that is being created by basically no one, by the non-existent other peasants in the colony, basically. Yeah, we are really not the most understanding group of people, I would say. We very much believe that our peasants should put in all of the effort that the nobility never cares to put in. In the very least, we are actually getting somewhere. This wall is getting pretty close to completion. We've covered 3 sides. We just need to get the last one, and we should be A-okay. Cherie is actually now making more limestone chunks. Hypothermia? Seriously? Oh, my word. Igor, are you saving her? Good job. We're gonna have to put... Oh, my word. It's also 4 degrees Celsius in there. Oh, that is really cold. We're going to bump the temperature. And we're going to create a new heater in Cherie's room, because apparently it gets cold as heck around here. I was not aware. I knew that it got cold in RimWorld. I didn't know it got this cold. With that heater set up, she should be more or less fine. Yeah, let's just boost that up to like 31 degrees. And that cold snap ain't gonna stop us anymore. Cherie, who was suffering from... Oh, what the heck happened to her? Oh, right, she had a social fight with Igor. That was a thing. Forgot about that. Cherie, why don't you try to not have social fights with people and stop being a rabble-rousing peasant? Because that's not really good for your resume. And if your resume doesn't look good, we are basically going to burn you at the stake, and that will be it. Which is kind of unfortunate. Well, I mean, as soon as we get a replacement peasant, it's going to be Mission. Mission, we are going to recruit you as a peasant. You will be a shooting peasant, and it will be amazing. I hope that you understand how shooting peasants should act, which is basically just shooting things that aren't the nobility. The French didn't really get down the fact that you're not supposed to shoot the nobility, and they had a revolution that led to a lot of nobility being beheaded. Admittedly, I think very few of them were shot, but Definitely there was a lot of beheading. We're not going to allow that to occur in our colony. There is a raid. They're attacking immediately. It's a group of pirates. Oh, it's just 2 pirates. Seriously? Seriously, literally 2 pilots? Pirates? Ugh. Well, we're gonna fight off this raid, and then that will be the end of the episode for now. But we're going to have to deal with the raid first and foremost. Cherie, could you equip your bow and prepare for combat? Here we go. Okay, here they come. Hello, Hakuha and Serenity. You're both dead. It's over. Rambo is preparing for a serious fight. We're gonna go take down Hakuha with Frankie. And let's try to take down Serenity as well, given that Serenity does have a gun, which would be quite useful. Okay, there we go. Both of them are dead, which is perfectly fine. I don't mind. We're not actually going to strip them because having people wear that clothing gives them some pretty bad thoughts. But we will definitely pick up that rifle, and Cherie will be far better equipped than she was previously. Now, really, giving the peasants weaponry like that is not necessarily the best idea, but we're going to do it anyway. And with that solid defeat of the raid that came for us, that will bring us to the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Next time, we will continue our colony. We will, once again, as I've said for the past 7 episodes, try to finish up this defensive wall so that we can move on to some more serious construction. We'll continue to try to get Mission to be part of the colony, but I'm considering selling him to pirates, so, that might be a thing. But anyway, until next time, thanks for watching, and of course, as always, enjoy the rest of your day.